How are you?
Oh, it's recording. You're cool with it?
Yeah, it's good.
I gotta say it like it's a fucking PR statement or something.
I know, right? How
How's,
you been? Good?
yeah, man, I'm great. How's your Father's Day?
It's good, just chilling. About to go hang out with some friends later, but yeah, other than that, just chilling.
Good stuff, man. Dude, you know what's crazy is I've seen your progress every step of the way, every week. January 14th, that's when we started, right?
I think so, yeah. I,
That's
I don't I don't know the exact date, but I know it was in January.
14th. That's February 14th, March, April, May, June. We're 5 months into this. And like you started 251, you're now 197.
Yeah, like 197.8
Bro, that's 54
something.
pounds in
50,
in
yeah,
five
54.
months. In 5 months. 20
Yeah, it's
weeks.
craady.
That's
It's
amazing.
crazy.
You look
Yeah.
like a different person. Like
You
I
think
look like
so?
I'm talking to someone different. Yeah.
No way. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. You went from you how would you describe yourself when you first started working together?
I don't know. I mean, I just honestly, I don't know. Like I felt like not lost, but like I was like, nah, I can't keep doing this. But it was like I would be like, nah, I'll feel guilty. I would say guilty. Like I would, you know, do my bad habits. Like I knew they were bad and I know I was eating bad. I know all this stuff was happening, but I was still doing it. And I was like, oh my God, like it was like I was stuck in a cycle that I couldn't get out of it. That's how I was feeling when I first started. And I thought like I like genuinely didn't think like I was like having doubts. Like, could I actually do it? Like can I actually do it like naturally? Like do it like because like I know a lot of these days like there's like that Ozempic or like you just
Oh,
go on
oh
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
watch any game you watch like any professional game or any TV event they have like a commercial for like the injections and I was like that was like the first time I was like oh my God like can I actually lose this weight by just dieting or like am I like that big that I have to do that? So it was probably the worst I felt in my life, but that's what I was at where we started, honestly.
Dude,
Probably
that's
be honest.
wild. That's wild. And I know there's people who they don't have someone like me, not to like
Hmm.
glorify myself, but
Yeah, no, no.
they don't have a trainer who can walk them through every step of the way. So I get why some people have to use Ozempic, but
Hmm.
man, how much of this would you say was mindset? Like, where do you think your mindset was before we started working together, and how have you noticed it change? And would you say this is 100% mindset after looking back at the time we worked together?
Yeah, I think that mindset is probably like 95% of it, honestly. Like my mindset before, like I said, I knew it was wrong, but I wasn't disciplined to stop myself or say, hey, I'm going to do this. Or like I would do it, and because maybe my like I would be like kind of in the dark about some things, I just give up. But when I started with you, or like having that trainer, just having the trainer or having some type of guidance by somebody, like it helps. But at the end of the day, it is like a mindset thing. Like I felt like after we started, I was just like laser locked. Like I was locked in because at least for me, because we had the goal to get it before tournament. So, and maybe it was because like of that like passion I had for something that like I really wanted to play really helped with my mindset, really kept me dialed in. And like I remember I was telling you, like as the diet went along, it's like, oh, I'm not having like the cravings anymore for sugar. Like I just don't have the cravings to eat unhealthy foods.
Isn't that
Like,
wild, by the way, how like
yeah, I don't know how it's crazy. It's insane. Like I don't have like of course like everyone has cravings. Like I'll crave the only things that, you know, at least back then I would never imagine not craving sugar. Like that I would have never thought like when I started like I would just completely not have like the urge to be like, oh, I need to get some ice cream or like some cookies. Obviously cravings are gonna exist, but like it's not like it's like cravings that you can control. Back then, my cravings for sugar, you couldn't stop me. It was bad.
how what was your daily eating? Like, let's
Like
say,
back then,
yeah, before we started working together, what was a average
I
weekend
think
day in the life for you?
uh, um
And you didn't track
from
calories back then, right? How many calories you ate or what
no,
you burned?
yeah, no, like um if I can remember, it would be like I would I was try to like, I wouldn't eat breakfast or like lunch. I would have like I would wait until like I'd feel hungry and then I just like eat. Like my portions were like huge. Like I would like even when my mom would make healthy stuff, like I just have so much portion. It'd be like it just like overwrites all the healthy things that I'm eating, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I had to throw these on a mess at you.
yeah, like I look down, I'm like, what the
All right.
but yeah, no, like the thing, like I would like eat like crazy portions, and I would eat late. That was the big thing. Like I would eat late into the night, and like I would eat my dinner, and it'd be like unhealthy food, sometimes healthy foods, and it'd be like just the big portions. Like this is like my curse was like that Wingstop, like that meal deal bullshit that they had. I would just eat like one of those, and
Rose
then
got
like
you.
they got me. They got me with that meal deal, and I would eat that, and then like at night I'd come and just eat like whatever sugar I felt, and I'll like that would be like not normal, but I would happen like once a week,
Oh my
or
God.
like it would be like something like that, or like I'd come in like middle of the night, I'd eat like cereal, bowls of cereal, or some shit, and then like I would. It was bad. Like I don't know how like I was doing that. It was so it was
Was your
bad.
weight ever higher than 251?
Nah, that was like the highest I've ever seen it. Like I remember 2024, I've seen that I was like, was I not two? I was like 240 something. I was like 244. And
Mhm.
I was like, God damn, like what the hell? And I got down to 230, which was still looking back, that's still big. But that's the highest I've ever seen at 251. And I know like that 251 wasn't like water weight. Like that was like wait, like that was fat 251. So that's the biggest I've ever seen it. And when we put the side by side of like the pictures of when I started, like what I looked like, and then after, that's like when I truly saw that like whoa, I was like far gone. Like that was bad. Like I was in bad shape.
You know what's wild is right now you look phenomenal. Like I was
Thank
talking
you.
to who's that talking to? I was talking to Maftoon. Yeah, I was talking to Maftoon, and we were talking about your birthday, the picture you posted in the polo, and
Yeah,
and we were like, yo, he looks so slim. I was like, bro, he looks like he's once. I know you were 198 in that photo.
yeah.
I was like, he looks like he's 175 in this thing. Like, and
I don't know,
I
man.
say
Yeah.
in like 2 months or by the end of summer, we're what, June 15th right now. Yeah, by Labor Day, you're gonna look back at today and how you look now at the pictures, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, how did I get down to 170? Yeah, from
75, hopefully, something like that. Yeah, whatever I end up at, whatever my target, because I remember like the target was like 180 and was like maybe I look good 180 or maybe I look even better 170. But like I know what you're saying. Like looking back, like wow, how did I get down even more?
yeah, it'll probably be closer to 170 because soccer speed, you're leaner.
Yeah.
That's a different. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll talk about that when we get closer to it. What um, what were the five biggest changes that you made, both nutrition and habit wise, that contributed thanks to us working together? Aside from the Whoop band, which tracks your stuff, aside
hmm
from the fasting, uh,
hmm
why don't we talk about the fasting? How did the fasting benefit you, and how long do you do it for on a daily basis?
Like the fasting, like actually effectively doing it benefited, like helped a crazy ton. Like I said before, like I was technically fasting, thinking I was fasting, and then I'd go eat that like Wingstop or like that bad on like the big portions at night. And I like basically tricking myself into thinking I'm doing something. But
Yeah.
like actually effectively fasting for like more than 18 hours, 20 hours has like really, really helped. Like honestly, when I started, I think because I had already tricked myself into thinking I was fasting, I was already used to it. So like I would fast and then I would eat like just a normal meal, like a normal healthy portion meal at a specific time and then nothing after that. Like I basically one habit I did was definitely cut off eating late or more specifically cut off eating after dinner. Like because like what I changed with this fasting is like I just eat like after the fasting cycle. So sometimes because like I train a lot at night and a lot of the soccer stuff is at ends at 11 o'clock and of course I'm fasting. Like I would eat my meal like at 11 o'clock, but because talking to you, you said it's you always want to have your meal like 2 to 3 hours before bed. If I'm eating at 11 o'clock, I just have to make sure that that meal I'm eating is 2 to 3 hours before I sleep, and I'm not eating anything after that. That's like one habit that I saw that like I've that I felt like my body responded well to, and that I've done well is like just cut off eating like at night or after dinner. Like have your cutoff point. Like you eat at one time and that's it. Just like kind of like you said, just refuel and just keep going. That's I think one that was one habit that definitely changed. And what and I think that's how like the fasting really helped me. Another I'm trying to think of other habits that
And I bring up the fasting because a lot of people think it's an eating disorder. It's bad to fast. And every time I hear that, I'm like, nah, I think you're just addicted to. Here's the thing.
eating. Yeah.
Some people have what I call the 1% metabolism, which is
Yeah.
like Ibra on your team.
Mm, yeah.
Like out of this world metabolism. And he's
Just
told
eat
me,
whatever.
yeah, he looks phenomenal. He's like got that Michael Phelps metabolism, that
Mm,
Tyreek Hill like super, like it's just it's rare. Some people just have it.
yeah.
And but for the majority of us, because America's over 70% obese, and
Yeah.
that's obese. That's not even overweight. And then I read only 5% of people make it out of that. Like they stay that.
Really?
Yeah. Only 5% of people make it out because I don't blame them either. I mean, it's tough circumstances. A lot of people work corporate jobs or they're in environments where they're not seeing fit people. Like I live in Miami. I live in the fittest place in the country, you know?
Yeah.
And you and I talk so much, and then we talk with Chop so much. We have like we're fortunate to have this aura that works for us. But like the fasting, bro, it's a game changer. I've sworn by it since I was like, geez, at least
Yeah.
six,
It's
mid 20s.
it's go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I was gonna say it benefits people, it benefits individuals like us because the old version of us, the binge eating version of us that we had to kill off,
Mhm.
dude, that that guy could creep up if we were to like have a YOLO day.
Yeah.
Right?
No, definitely.
You've seen your
Uh,
endurance, your strength. I would say
yeah.
performance at school, right? Everything improved because of fasting.
Honestly, yeah, that's another thing. Like that the brain fog when you're talking about it, um like because I had school I'm a college student, so yeah, my sleep is not gonna be good all the time. Like, especially like CS, like of course you stay up late night projects, stuff like that. So my sleep is all right. Like, it's not it shouldn't be it should be better, but during the school year, like again, I'm a student. But what I noticed was that like with the fasting, like when I would sleep, like and I would like skip coffee, for example. If I would skip coffee, I would feel like you said, that brain fog wouldn't be there. Like I would just feel like, okay, the coffee would just help. Like even with the coffee, without the coffee, I felt the same.
Mhm.
Like the coffee, I personally drink. I don't like. I could live without coffee. Like at least in the morning, like not drink the coffee, whatever. Like for example, like the tournaments. Like when I woke up for the tournament, I didn't need coffee. It
Yeah.
was early in the morning. I didn't need caffeine. That's another thing that I like realized. Like the caffeine, just don't need caffeine when working out, or like you don't need caffeine during the day.
That's
But with
interesting
the
that because I've seen it go both ways. Some people like caffeine, some like I like caffeine.
I mean, I don't, I personally am not gonna be like, I know like some people, they get headaches when they don't have coffee in the morning. I've drinking coffee in the morning like
I don't know
since
anybody
like,
actually.
since high school, since
Yeah.
high school. And like, I don't have that issue. But like, anyways, like I would drink coffee because like, I think coffee, like for me, is like kind of like my own like natural laxative almost. It's not, is it gross? Not really.
No, it makes
If you think
sense
it's
because
gross, it's like,
yeah, it
yeah,
makes,
but like that's like it's like a natural laxative for me. So it's like helps with that part of my body. So I was like, okay, I'll just drink coffee in the morning. Um, but yeah, with the fasting, it's just like you think you wouldn't have energy, but you do have energy. You actually do. Like, and it's a big thing. Like, it's an insane thing. But also, like, every time I talk to like my friends who ask about my diet and stuff like that, or like we just casually talking to them, the more you talk, think about it, it's like it makes sense because like if you're fasting, you don't have any fuel, and like your body needs fuel. What is it gonna burn? Like it'll just burn the stored fuel, which is fat in your body.
Yes.
Like even in school biology, they teach you that it's like fat is stored sugar. Carbs are sugars. Like when they teach you like photosynthesis and that bullshit, like people think like, I don't want to learn this. Like, oh, this is not gonna relate to me. But it really does because like they teach you like that a plant uses sugar, but it also stores sugar. Forget the scientific name for it. It's like anyways,
You could
forget
say
all that.
anything and I'd believe you because biology is not my class.
Not sucrose, something. Anyways, they burn glucose is like the main thing that they make and they burn. But if they can't make enough of it, they store it. Same thing with the human. Like you can eat carbs. If you can eat carbs, you're gonna burn them immediately. But if you don't burn the carbs, then it gets stored as fat. But if you don't have carbs coming in and you're not eating any food, then what is you and your body needs energy. It's just gonna burn the fat that it already has in there.
Yo,
It just like logically think about it like that. And I think we talked about that. We were like, why would like this whole like the US diet thing is such a like it's so crazy because I mean I'm not like a biology major. I did not have a PhD in biology or like science and anatomy to just know that like well if I have stored energy, stored fat, you know, why would I keep to burn fat? Why would I have any carbs if I want to burn the fat that I have? It's crazy how they don't push that. Like, oh, carbs are good if you're an athlete. Carbs are good if you're an athlete. Literally, if you're like a high performing athlete, you will need carbs. Like you cannot because you don't have no fat to burn because you're like already ripped. You'll have a little
so
bit of fat to burn.
that's a
So you
great
need
point
carbs.
to bring up. Like that, there's that part I can agree. There's not enough data to say that if you're a super high performing athlete, you can only run on fat. There are some athletes who are the elite of the elite in the world, but they can't reveal who they are actually, apparently, because of the contracts that they have with certain companies.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, like a couple guys have come out. Uh there's a wide receiver for the Rams who's like alluded to carnivore. He hasn't said, "Yo, I do carnivore." And then, dude, Holland for Man City, he's alluded to a largely carnivore diet, but they don't come out and say, "I don't do carnivore. I never touch carbs." And
Because like I think you're right because a lot of these like at least for my example is like if you're a Gatorade athlete, you say you don't drink carbs, Gatorade is all sugar. That could be a bad example because there's also like the zero sugar Gatorade products, but I do know what you mean. Like they probably do have like brand deals with like foods and stuff. I
yeah,
cannot say that.
it'll
Maybe
be
I don't know.
interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see in the next like 10 to 20 years how it unfolds. We'll see. But on that note, dude, because you didn't eat fruit, the 3 days that you ate
Oh
fruit were during Ramadan and you had dates, and I was
yeah,
like, Masih, we're gonna keep an eye on it because I'm telling you, as soon as you have dates, the fat burning is gonna stop.
yeah. No, that was another crazy thing that I cannot believe that like I'm feeling like this crazy, but like I don't have like any fruit, which is insane because like you think fruits are so healthy, and then I remember we were talking with you about it. You were like, it's really if it's, and I think I talked to Ibra. I think you talked to Ibra about this too because Ibra was talking to me that you said that it's only the fruits here that you don't really trust. If you lived anywhere else in the world, you would have fruit. But having like, I remember I had dates like 3 days in a row, and like fat burning kind of stalled, and I was like, the, what? Like, what's going on? Like, and then I didn't have any more dates, and it just like, you know, it's crazy. It was one date too, which is insane to think about.
Yeah, and for
But
the viewer to fill them in on this, when we first started working together, I said you're gonna take fruits out of the diet. And the
yeah,
reason for that being is dude, I'm not a doctor, I don't have your medical records, but safe to say from everything I've learned about fat loss and weight loss for myself and training others, the once you take fruit out of the equation, because I don't know how insulin resistant you are or may be. I don't know how well your liver is functioning, if you've got a fat
yeah,
liver to some extent. So I don't know how well you can process fruit. And then
yeah,
lastly, like we said, in North America, the majority of the fruit is so hybridized to be bigger, juicier, sweeter, and commercially appealing than it was. I always, this is my first example I always give, the Honey Crisp apple. That was made in a lab in the 60s and it wasn't commercially available until 1991. And if you go on Chat GPT and you start researching the history of all your favorite fruit in North America, you're going to see how it changed over the decade.
Wow,
It's not like
that's
if we were in,
crazy.
I don't know, maybe the like Afghanistan, where
Mm,
our parents talk about, yo, the fruit is so good. And my dad has brought fruit, and I'm sure your family has brought fruit too from overseas, and it's so different. But
mm,
but also because you and I, again, talking to our binge eating people, we're all right, there's two hormones in the brain, or leptin and ghrelin. And they're
yeah.
responsible for how full you are and how hungry you are. And if you eat a lot of processed food growing up, it pushes out your stomach and the stretch receptors in your stomach. So you can just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. That's why you can go through a box of Oreos. That's why you can go through two boxes of donuts in a day, but you're full after you eat what, 12 ounces of steak and you're good. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially, yeah. I feel that, and I'll come back to that, like that same thing later, or I can start it now. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll give it to you in a so I all that to say fruit is not the fruit of the time of like,
1400s, 1600s, even
and
1800s US.
of the Native Americans, for example. So when we have it, dude, it messes with our brains. It's literally like it's like drugs. I remember watching this thing. I don't want to misquote, but Dr. Anthony Chaffee, who's one of the leading carnivore doctors in the world, was talking about a study where like fruit had the same effects of on the brain as meth in terms of addiction and
Wow.
lighting up this. People hear this and they get so furious. Like I'm talking about their son or their grandfather, like it's fruit. Like you didn't bring it into the. I don't know why people get so upset about. Like they are so sensitive about it. I just don't get it. I don't like, dude. You don't come into my. If you come to my house and you're gonna be like, man, yo, fuck you and your pasteurized eggs. I'm not gonna be like, okay, like,
Yeah,
what,
what the hell? Just
dude?
food at the end of the day, bro.
Talk to God, man. I didn't invent this, bro. What are you
Yeah, no,
mad at me
that's
for, man?
yeah, but it makes sense why they get like because it just like I was even like whoa when you told me that because it's like it's so embedded that like fruits are healthy and they are healthy. It's just the fruits here are not healthy.
Situation.
Like you said, that's it, exactly like you said. Anywhere around the world, if you're talking about fruits and like Afghanistan, for example, or like any even in some parts of Europe, like yeah, that's real food. Like yeah, that's like that fruit is fruit that's like meant to be eaten, that was made by God, like specifically only by
Yeah,
God, so that it's perfectly engineered for the human, not like another human making it or like and messing it up with like hormones. It's
yeah.
perfectly engineered like for that soul thing. But yeah, I see why they get like crazy, like have the over offensive reaction. I don't know, but like I see why they'd be like, whoa. I see why they'd be like, whoa, wait, no fruit. Like I was the same. Like I was like, no fruit. What? But
That's
yeah,
that's when I gotta put these on. And I'm just like, oh, really? What's your opinion on fruit?
that I look to my right, I see these putting the glasses out. What the hell? But to get to the point of like that strep the not the stretch receptors thing, it's like yeah, that's a
Your stomach. Yep.
um yeah, it's because I was like I haven't mentioned to you about it yet, but like the new diet because like I have like the tournament coming up, so we're trying to go a little bit crazier. Where it's like eating eggs every day or like the steak, but like what my craziest thing is that like I keep thinking about it, like top five probably best food ever in life has to be the egg. Like
I
the more I'm
thought
thinking
you were
about
gonna
it,
say the popcorn.
and the popcorn. That's another thing. Like that's a different story. But the egg, like I'm thinking about, it, it's like what is wrong with the egg? What is the bad thing about the egg? There's not like in my eyes, I don't see anything wrong with the egg. Like it's a great protein source. It's light, but it's also crazy filling. Like the other day, uh I had the steak. I had four eggs. My God, I felt like I was eating like that Wingstop meal. Like it was like
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, like, am I overeating or like is this egg just like perfect? Because like And if you like four eggs, don't, if I'm not mistaken, don't have that many calories. Or like it's not like a 700-800 calorie meal. It's like it's a far less than that, or far less than that, right?
70 calories
Like
a day, roughly.
so, like call it like 300 calories in a single like in four eggs, and
Yeah.
eating four eggs just not fills you up where like you're like bloated, but like you're satisfied for a long time, like a long, long time, which is insane. And like yeah, no, I and like you said, like the stretch receptors thing, like yeah, no, you can. It is easy to binge. Like before I started, like you see how like I was easily binging just all the processed stuff, like that Wingstop, the fried food, or the cereal, sugar, the cookies, and all that stuff. So I definitely see that, and it's crazy. Like a lot of like it's just like should be mainstream, but it's not. It should, but
How much has your appetite shrunk?
like crazy amount, like a crazy amount. Like I'm like I'm I feel like I've programmed myself to like be hungry at my one time meal, and then when I eat that one time meal and I eat the popcorn, like that popcorn is like the shut off point. Like okay, you're done. No more food. You ate the popcorn, you're good. I don't crave I don't ever crave like sugar, for example. I don't crave like that Wingstop. I don't crave any of like the processed stuff. I don't crave any of the bad stuff anymore. Like I just get hungry, but I'll eat my one meal. I'll eat the right stuff. Then I'll eat that popcorn. Like that's another top five food. To stop binge eating, what is it? Lesser evil popcorn?
Lesser evil popcorn, yeah.
Oh my God. That's like an actual game changer. Like that's like a great dessert. Um, Sometimes if you're feeling like depends on like the what your diet is, but like those like one of those Quest cookies, the frosted ones, if you're really, really feeling it, that's another good thing. And like I even told like even like I gave it to my friends that don't diet. Like at the tournament, for example, like I was staying with Maftoon and like two of my other friends, and everyone was hungry, so they tried some of the popcorn. They were like, "Whoa!" They tried the cookie, and they were like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Yeah, I know. Like this is what I eat. Like to just not get cravings, to stay on the diet. I eat these." And they were even surprised how good they're. So they're not like those two things. If you're really binge eating and you like really need help, like those two things, if you eat those, you probably will lose like 5 pounds by substituting
Popcorn,
sugar with those, bro. Definitely.
popcorn, eggs, and yeah, Quest bars in the beginning can definitely be a huge tool. Quest cookies, Quest nutrition. I personally, uh, I find I just function better without it. I've taken
Yeah,
all sweeteners and like everything not pure out of my diet. Not to knock it, it's a great new diet food. It can
I know
definitely
what you mean.
be an aid. Um, but yeah, dude, how about the vegetables? How is that taking vegetables out except for what? What's your go-to? Do you eat vegetables? How's life?
Honestly, even without vegetables, you still feel fine. Like you really still feel fine. Like when I had vegetables before, because the only reason I'm doing like we like the carnivore or going more carnivore-ish because like I want to lose as much weight as I can before like my next tournament. But when I was losing weight for the tournament in May, um, like I think like I was eating like any type of vegetable, and I thought it's cool. Like you feel good with it and good without it. Like like for example, I think yesterday I didn't have a vegetable. I just had like the steak and the four eggs, and
Mhm.
like I'm perfectly fine. Like everything's fine. Like there's no loss of energy. It's just you can still keep pushing. Like I still feel normal, like completely the same. Like it's not like maybe it almost feels like it was like an illusion. Like yeah, vegetables are good, and they are good. Like they have a lot of benefits. Even without it, you're still fine. Like which I find to be crazy. My go-to vegetables to eat would usually be like when my mom would make food, she'll make like asparagus or like green beans or broccoli, like just the green vegetables. Because like I think I like eating like the green vegetables with my protein. Like carrots, I wouldn't like I'll eat carrots, but I like baby carrots. Like I don't like I like baby carrots just like straight out the fridge, not like making like I don't even know what the word is, but like sometimes like they come like hot. I don't like when you cook a carrot, no, like or like a
I like
cauliflower.
cooked carrots, to be honest with you. So I like hearing people's take on vegetables. Some people it works
Yeah,
beautifully, some people it doesn't. I don't, I've found that when I've taken more vegetables out of my diet, and it's been weird. Like it's taken me 6 months to program myself to not eat vegetables. And
yeah.
dude, my life is so much better for it. I'm never bloated. Dude, there's at least 25 things I could rattle off. How do you feel when you wake up? And how do you sleep now versus you did 5 months ago?
Well, I would say like I waking up is just like a lot. Like I said, like that brain fog in the morning is just a lot better. You can just get out of bed like easy, a lot easier. That was I think my main thing would be is like getting out of bed. Like for example, like in the tournaments, like I would wake up, I'd just be like immediately just rise up. Like that's been like the constant thing. And when I start going through the motions in the morning, it's like you don't feel like groggy. I don't feel
Mhm.
groggy. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, of course everyone feels tired. Like you just woke up, but like you don't feel like oh my God, like you don't feel lethargic or you don't feel like I used to feel like my face would get puffy. And but like now I don't feel that anymore. Or like I feel like kind of like inflamed, like my face will feel puffy or like my eyes will feel puffy. I don't feel that anymore. And going to sleep, like
By the way, isn't that an
going to
amazing feeling? Like
yeah, this
a
is great.
slimmer face where you can, yeah, it feels a lot better.
Yeah, no, like I don't feel like a puffy face anymore. Like which I like it's great. And also like going to sleep, it's like a lot smoother. Like yeah, some like you'll have like the day or two, like every human probably has you cannot sleep, but that's normal. But other than that, like it's just been like just clockwork. Like you just go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep, wake up. Nice glasses.
My boy
Is
put,
that like it's like when you like it's like when you like what you hear, you just put the glasses on.
these glasses were $15 off Amazon, but because
Yeah,
of where I live and how I dress, if I go out, somebody will be like, yo, those must be like $800 sunglasses.
yeah, that's crazy. Uh, what speaking of, like go a tangent, but like were you able to see Idris in Miami or no?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. I'm sure he was in a, he wasn't close to me. He was in a
It
part,
wasn't
and
really.
yeah, yeah,
Dang, that sucks.
he was like 10 streets north of the Fountain Blue, which is like it's not close, especially in traffic. I didn't have time.
Was he in a
My time
was
to
how was I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off, but how was the area he was at? Like, do you know like that area? Was it a good area,
it's
bad
chill.
area, touristy area, chill
Yeah,
area?
it's nice. It's chill.
That's good, yeah.
It's probably more chill part of the beach. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah, no, they had a lot of fun. I would if I had gone with them, I would have definitely tried to make my way down, see you get a workout in, but
You gotta.
it is what it is.
I uh, I might be in Virginia this week, and then we're going.
Really?
Yeah. So Saturday we could.
Good to hear.
Yeah,
That's good.
Saturday.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, what was I going to ask? There was one other thing I was going to ask you. Oh, you've seen, so we started January 14th. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of people still that were overweight at the beginning of the year that might even still be more overweight now. What would you say to those
Maybe, yeah.
people? Like, dude, where would your life be if you and I didn't work together? You're still 250 pounds and you're still trying to play.
Oh,
Where
I
would
don't
your life?
know, bro. I might have been cooked, low key. I might have been cooked. I have no idea where I would have been. Like, it was bad. Like, it was just bad. I probably wouldn't have stopped. It would have, I don't know. I don't want to say like, oh, I would have kept going until I saw a health problem, but honestly, like, what would I like? I would have probably kept going until I saw like really, really bad changes on the field. And I honestly started feeling that when I was getting like 250. Like I felt slow, like I would feel big, or like, and especially with my clothes, like I could start to tell like, yo, everything is getting small. Like everything was getting small, which is really, really scary. It was like really bad, and I feel like it would have taken a lot. Like I have this one essential shirt. Like essential is supposed to fit big,
You talk
but
fear
like
of
it
God.
Yeah, the Fear of God one. Like, there's a Fear of God essential shirt that I had that's supposed to fit big, but
They fit big, yeah.
didn't fit. It didn't fit big. It was like, oh, okay, so nice t-shirt. Like, it's supposed to take the size of my shirt. And then I started losing weight, and like now it's like huge, like huge to the point. Like now, a lot of my shirts are like huge to the point where like I now look big because their shirt is so big, but it's not the case. It's just like I got a lot smaller. So like that, I don't know where I would have been. I think it would have been bad. Like
How good
had
is
I,
it
it was
being
just,
on the soccer field too? Being light
huh?
on the soccer.
I feel so much like I feel a lot quicker, a lot faster. Like I was telling you the other day, like I was just doing like I was I was doing things like instinctively that I would think that I wouldn't be able to do or have in my bag, but like now I'm able to do it. Like now I feel like the more weight I'm losing is like I could change my game now a little bit because like my game was never like taking people on or just dribbling past somebody. It's more like keep the ball and pass, like a lot of passing, keep the ball, take the space, and just like passing. But like now I feel like I could actually like really use like my lightness and speed to take people on, or like now like I feel a lot quicker to just be a better defender. So like I feel a lot better as like a player, and also like um athletics wise, like endurance, like I don't get like like I'll get tired, but like I won't get like tired to the point where like oh I can't walk run like I can keep going like 100 for a long time. Like I feel a lot more fit. And honestly, like I keep telling you, I feel like for me the job will never be finished. Like I'll never. I think I'll always. I know I have so much more to lose. And I was telling you that it's like when you lose a lot, you look at yourself and you're like, dang, I needed a lot of weight to lose. Like I still need more weight to lose, which is crazy. And you were even telling me too that like in the great shape that you're in, you still feel like you need to keep going locking in too, which is like,
That
but
will
that's just a,
we'll,
but
we'll
that's that,
we'll save that for part two of this conversation
yeah.
once we achieve some more things.
But yeah, moral is like, and then my point, like being, I don't know where I would have been. I don't want to imagine where I would be. It would have been bad,
What would you
honestly.
tell, yeah, what would you tell somebody who's on the fence of, you know, not just like taking that step to change their physique, but the mindset that's involved, and they're on the like if they had not even sign up with me, but just any credible trainer who can get them to the results, right? Like,
Yeah.
what would you tell them?
Whoever, what I tell them is like, mindset like aside, I think you just got to figure out what is it that's going to push you. Like, what do you need? You got to figure out and really reflect with yourself. Like, what is it that you actually need from somebody else? Because this is somebody else who doesn't know you and they can't really help you unless you know what you need help with. Like, main thing with you that you helped me out with, all the other things aside, but the biggest thing was the accountability for me. I felt like I needed somebody that's not my parents or not my friends that I could just shrug off and they'll still love me at the end of the day to be like, yo, did you do this today? Because if I didn't do it, your time is getting wasted and your reaction is not going to be, I can't brush you off because you would give me like a, not like a hostile reaction, but like a, yo, like I'm not wasting my time with you doing all this stuff. Like you'd get on my case a little bit, be hold me accountable. So I needed that from a stranger. I needed that from somebody that like was going to help me and keep me accountable. So that honestly was a main factor of pushing me. And like, like now, eventually down the line, you're not going to need like somebody else to hold you accountable. You'll still need guidance, of course, like someone to mentor you, but that accountability is the main thing that I felt I needed. So somebody going into training with anybody, they need to figure out what is it that's the biggest thing that they need, whether it be accountability. Do they need somebody to give them a diet? Do they need somebody to help them? Do they need someone to talk to? So they got to figure out what is it that they need. And honestly, I was kind of lucky that like I had a goal for my tournament and like I was passionate in playing. So I don't know, maybe when you're starting your diet, find something you're passionate in and give yourself a goal. Like, okay, if I lose this weight, like for example, maybe you like, I don't know, you like opera. I don't know who likes opera, but if you like opera and there's a nice show Just tell yourself, okay, I dropped this much weight.